Now, the first scary thing women do to you after sex is take your semen. My kings, of course, I'm not talking about women who are good women, intentional women with good intentions. I'm actually talking about bad women with evil intentions. Now, this type of women will take your semen for whatever bad and evil intentions they have. And how do they do this? They make sure they do it in a way that you would never know. Let's say maybe you have a moment with her and then you used protection. She will find a way to get your semen in the protection to herself. And because of how you are, the state you are in at that point in time, you might never pay attention to these things. And again, because she's intentional about it, because she knows that's what she wants to do, that is her goal, for whatsoever reason she needs your semen, she will make sure she takes it discreetly in a way that you will never find out. I saw a video of a guy who caught a lady who did that to him, took his semen in the protection and put it in her bag. Just imagine if he hadn't seen her. And when he saw her, he had to, get very angry, started even beating her and calling his friends to help beat her, questioning her, what were you going to use it for? And like I said, just imagine he didn't see that. You can only imagine that also means that whatever it is the lady had in mind to do with the semen, she would have achieved it without him knowing. And he would have been moving around life, not knowing what exactly is going on in his life. And whatever evil reason that thing is, because it can never be a good reason, would come to pass and take him by surprise. And I'm not saying these things to scare you, my kings, but I'm just saying them because they are real, they happen. I just want you to know about them. And it's not like it can happen to some set of people and it can't happen to some set of people. It can happen to any and everyone. It can be me, it can be you, anybody at all. I can meet a man who is dubious and evil, who would also want to hurt me in one way or the other. The same way you can also meet a woman like that, which is why we all have to be vigilant out there. I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just bringing the reality to you, so at least you stay very vigilant. Don't go for a woman because she looks pretty or she just looks like, oh, you think, oh, she's so hot. Even if I can just get her for one time, I'll be fine. Do not do that, my kings, because it's very risky, especially in our modern times. A lot of crazy things are happening. So make sure you take your time, find the good woman. A woman whose mind is in the right place, a good, genuine woman whom you know that she is very genuine. Don't look at just the physical appearance, because here's the thing too, sometimes, my kings, the type of quality you need in a woman is in the physical appearance you might not really want. And now because of this, you end up settling for a woman who, just have the physical attributes. Please, my kings, don't make these mistakes. Consider everything. Pay attention to every details before you end up with any woman. Because another thing too is, these women can be agents sent into your life to destroy you. And you can never know because it's not written on their faces. You can't tell. So if you fall victim, if you leave yourself to them, before you know, they have you on lock and they destroy whatever it is they came to your life to destroy. So my kings, pay attention and be very vigilant when it comes to having a time with any woman or building any relationship with any woman. Another scary thing women do to you after sex is bring you bad luck. My kings, again, I'm not saying this to scare you, but this is the reality of things, especially in our modern times. There are certain set of women that when you get with them, even just as simple as consenting to being with them, you start noticing that things start going down in your life. Even before you have intercourse with them, you just start noticing a drop in how things were flourishing and going in your life. And now you can imagine if things were already going down without you having intercourse with her, you can imagine what will happen when you actually get intimate with her. You already know it's going to get worse from there, which is why you have to pay attention to how things are going with you when you start getting to know a woman, when you start getting closer to her. Because there are also some other set of women who actually bring you good luck, even by just being your friends. Like the moment they are around you, you see that things around you, things you are doing, everything about your life flourishes. There's no backwardness to it. So unlike these other women who bring you bad luck, these other ones on the other side actually bring you good luck, which is why you have to pay attention. The moment you start getting to know a woman or getting close to her or even consent to dating her and you notice that things in your life are beginning to drop, they are beginning to deteriorate, then you just have to detach yourself immediately from such a woman, unless you want things to continue going down. But if you don't want that for yourself, you definitely should detach yourself from her, because like I mentioned, if things start going down at the early stages when you haven't even had a moment with her, it is going to get worse after you have a moment. Now, another scary thing women do to you after sex is add you to a long chain of unnecessary soul ties. My kings, this one is very important and something you should really pay attention to, because we all know how very powerful soul ties are. Now, this one is also mostly done by loose women who do not mind being with any and everybody. They can get intimate with anybody at all. And now, because they've gotten intimate with a lot of people, they have this long chain of soul ties. And if you get with them, now you also start experiencing whatever negative impact this long chain of soul ties, long chain of different energies from different people you know nothing about from nowhere, would also start affecting you. And that is not something you want for yourself, which is why you should pay attention. The moment you start getting to know a woman, or you're talking to her, and you see that there is something in you, like your inner man repels her energy, repels her aura, or there's just something about her that puts you off, like you're trying to get closer to her, but you can tell that within you, it looks like there's this energy of hers that yours doesn't want. There's something about her that your whole being repels. If your spirit, your mind is repelling her, there is definitely a reason why. So do not second guess it and think like, oh, let me just go find out myself. Oh, it can't be that deep. It's nothing. She's pretty. She's a nice lady. There can't be anything deep wrong with her. My kings, most times it can be very deep. And again, because she is pretty, that is why it will be easy for you to fall into that trap. And that is it. Before you know, you are in something that you wouldn't have been if you just simply avoided her or paid attention to your inner man and let her be. So my kings, pay very close attention to any woman your inner man repels. And also, if you notice that a woman is a loose woman who doesn't mind being with any and everybody, just stay clear of her. Another scary thing women do to you after sex is give you diseases. My kings, we already know that there's a very high rate of STI and STDs out there. And these women know these things. They know that they have it, especially the loose women I mentioned in the other point. They know they've been with different people and might have contracted a lot of diseases. And because their intention is to evangelize it and spread it free of charge to every and anybody who is willing to take, they would make sure they get you to be with them without protection. And you, on the other hand, just not knowing what's going on, thinking, oh, I've bagged myself a very hot girl. Why would I even doubt her? Let's dive in. And before you know, you've contracted a very deadly disease that will really affect you for a long time. So my kings, you have to pay attention. This one is just out there everywhere. So you have to be very, very particular about the type of woman you attach yourself with, or even decide to have a moment with. Don't have a moment with just any woman. No, my kings, it is very dangerous, especially in our recent times. Because like I mentioned, you see STI and STDs, there are high rates of them everywhere in the world. It's not like it's in some places and it's not in some places. It's there everywhere. And these things are not written on our faces, so you can't tell. If she doesn't tell you, there is no way you would know. And because she knows her intention is to spread it and evangelize it, she would definitely not tell you. And before you know, you are already in it and you're suffering from something you would have just simply avoided by letting her go. So my kings, pay attention and be vigilant out there. Another scary thing women do to you after sex is make you lustful. My kings, there are certain women that after you get with them, you notice that you become very lustful. Even if you used to be someone who was very sexually disciplined, you know that you could control yourself. But all of a sudden, after you get with these type of women, you notice that you become very lustful. Sometimes it can be lustful towards them, where you want to be with them, you want to meet them and be intimate with them every and any time. And other times too, it can be with just anybody. Now you just want to hit everything you see in skirts, and you know that this is not how you used to be. This is not you, but all of a sudden there's this strong urge, like it's something you can't control. Sometimes it even leads you into masturbation, porn addiction, and other things because you are so drawn. There's this strong urge in you that you can't control. And sometimes you try to comprehend it and you just don't understand. Sometimes it can go as long as a week, 2 weeks. You notice that it started right after you got intimate with that woman, and that is something you have to be very careful about. Because of this, when you say even maybe end up having something with these type of women without knowing it, and you find out that after you got with them you started becoming more lustful, you have to try your best to detach yourself from them, because if not, that is something that is going to continue happening repeatedly, and trust me, it will never end well. Again, my kings, I'm not saying these things to scare you. I'm just saying them because they are the reality of things and how things are going on in our modern times, and you just have to be very vigilant about them. The last thing women do to you after sex on my list today is drain your energy. My kings, there are certain women that after getting with them, you start feeling lost. You start feeling like you've lost something, and it comes from within. It's not physical, but you just know that it feels like something has left you. It feels like you've lost something valuable or a great part of you. You just don't feel like yourself, and it takes some time. You just can't place your hand on what exactly it is or pinpoint that this is exactly what I feel like I've lost. But you know that from within you, you don't feel like yourself. And it will take you time before you actually regroup and come back to yourself again. And this is exactly what I am talking about. When you notice that after getting with a woman, you start feeling lost, you start feeling displaced, you start feeling like you don't really know yourself anymore, like there's something missing, then definitely there is something missing. And you should definitely take yourself away from that woman as fast as possible. Detach from her. Again, my kings, I am not saying these things to scare you. I'm saying them because they are the reality of things. And I just want you to know them so you can be very vigilant. When you see them happening, you can tell, oh, I know what this is, and definitely flee from them. So that's it for this video, my kings. These are 6 scary things women do to you after sex. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do well to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell, like this video, drop a comment down below, share this video with your family and friends, and see you in the next one. Bye.